For the first time in the Gatorade Cup Series, we head out of the United States. We head to Canada for the running of the Canadian Tire 300 here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. On the poles, number 2, Luke Rain looking to make the chase for the first time in his Gatorade Cup Series career. Who's outside second in points, TJ Hanley. Then third, you have Patrick Smith, Jeff Bright in fourth, and rounding out the top 5, Sebastian Kukulon. Then Luigi Octavo in sixth, Alex Arrow 7th, Jonathan Buford in 8th. Then in 9th, you have Larry Bouchard Jr. and Riley Sampson rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field have Jonathan Rains with Carson Bowers. Then there's Code Luigi and Benny Watson, and Griffin Lynn and Jack Marshall. Max Harrison, your points leader, with Tyler Fink in the 21. Then there's Isaac Nichols and Diego Yepes. Trey Rainey and Steve Morgan, along with Derek Hamill and Jake West. Colton Yo and Dale Lightning. They have Steve Larker and Andrew Miller. James Dablito and Carter Friesen. Then there's Taylor Brian Price and Danny Lloyd. Stephen Baker and Eli Bright. They have Joe Jefferson and Nathan Stapleton. Stephen Taylor and Jake Galway. Then there's Jay Jefferson and John Gambit. And in the 5 row, Max Johnson in the 24, with Justin Zidell in the 22 his outside. There's your starting lineup for the Canadian Tire 300 here at Mosport. Let's get going with our starting command.
In honor of the Highway Patrol's 75 years of service, gentlemen, start your engines.
Guys, go out there and have some fun today. Just like I said today in the meeting, this is a good racetrack. It's a good place for us. I think the pit crew's ready to go. Let's go have some fun.
Time to go road course racing once again for the second time this season in the Gatorade Cup Series. Our first road race at Road America saw a surprising finish, and Max Harrison come out on top on fuel mileage. But this race could be much different. 19 laps around this 2.45 mile road course in Canada. Luke Rainey, TJ Hanley in the front row. We'll see if one of them can get to victory lane. Luke looking for his first of the season. TJ looking for his third. Here they come off the final corner to the restart zone. Luke Rainey, when does he decide to step on the gas? It's now. We're racing here at Mosport. Great jump by Luke Rain. TJ Hanley's going to be able to keep second. Patrick Smith and Jeff Bright side by side, third and fourth. Jeff really overdrove that corner, but gets a great run to this corner, side by side with Smith, and that's the bottom lane. 34 powering off the top, though, might be able to get it right here off the 5 of Jeff Bright. Sebastian Kukulon, 5th, keeping right where he started. Jeff once again overdriving the corner. Move the 5 back to 4th. We're trying to drive it hard to the bottom of the 34. Does push that 34 up the track. Some contact there. Through the slow corner, Jeff Bright grabs third right back from the 34, Patrick Smith. That was a great corner there by Jeff Bright, able to get by the 34 now, run away from him just a little bit. Back here, Luigi Octavo and Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon is 5th. Luigi Octavo looking for a top 5 here. He's in the 6th position, looking low on the 3, so he can get back up in line though. Larry Bouchard Jr. up inside the top 10 now. He just started on the tail end of the top 10. He's way up nicely. As Rainey really overdrove that corner, Hanley's coming hard in the 23 car. Through the final 2 corners. Luke Rainey, Hanley 1-2, the 23 up the track a little bit. Rainey leads lap 1. From the pole. Back here, contact for 5th. That's Kukulon. Oh, wreck! Right there, that's the 72 and the 33 going around. The yellow flag will come out. And it's a 2-car wreck from inside the top 10. Jonathan Biefer and Larry Bouchard Jr. Everyone gets it slowed down nice and easy there, but these front few racing back. Luke Rainey, TJ Hanley, and there's Jeff Bright in 3rd. Let's get set up a restart here. Sampson, the 18 has some damage. You can see there to the side. Carson Bowers battling with him. Jonathan Rains and Code Luigi the last one to get away. I believe everyone else took the caution. There's Rowan, the 72, with his damage. So multiple cars with damage from that incident. Luke Rain looking to lead us back from the pole. Early caution here. Allow these drivers to get another chance at it. And TJ really overdrove that corner. Jeff Bright might get a run right here in the 5, but couldn't take advantage. And this just allowing Luke Rain to get away and lead him back to the caution very easily. If I'm looking at, I'm not even trying at this point. I'm just kind of backing it down, getting back to the caution without having some sort of issue. Don't want to overdrive a corner, get off track or something like that. Just want to get the car back in one piece to this caution flag. Looks like it's going to be able to do that through this corner. It has to make it 2 more corners. He'll get back to the caution with the race lead. And he's going to do it. Luke Rainey off the final corner will take the caution flag on lap number 2. So Rainey back in 1st. TJ Hanley in 2nd. We'll see what happened to bring out the caution. Jonathan Buford, one of them in 33. He's all torn up. Here's the reason for caution number 1. Alexander off the final corner is up top. Riley Sampson, the 18, down a little bit lower, and it looks like the 72 maybe trying to come down off of that corner. The 18 just kind of moves up a little bit, gets into the 72 hard, and the 33 comes along and just nails the 72, nowhere to go, and that's a hard break for Jonathan Buford, who got some pretty heavy damage there, and Alexander with some pretty heavy back end damage there. So those two drivers definitely going to be slowed, and Jonathan Beeford could be out of the race with all the damage he suffered from that. That's just a tough break there. Nowhere for Rowe to go there. It looked like he just got clipped from the 18. Beeford hard on the gas and just couldn't miss it. Caution 1 out. Luke Rainey did not want to see that. He put a nice gap over TJ Henley. He'll have to do it again, though, on this restart. Rainey out front for the restart in the Canadian Tire 300. Coming back to the restart, lap number 5. And from their crash, Jonathan Beeford actually took his car to the garage. He will be out of the race. Pretty heavy front end damage there. Luke Rainey out front, TJ Henley second, Jeff Bright third, Patrick Smith fourth, and Luigi Octavo rounds out the top 5 for the restart. Lap number 5, Rainey takes the green flag, and we're back racing here at Mosport. Hanley, a great jump, look into the inside. He has Jeff Bright push him through. Through the corner, can Hanley clear Luke? Can Luke get a great run here? Is TJ clear? Or can Luke bury it down to the bottom lane? TJ Hanley clear for the race lead. Luke Rainey got battle back for second with Jeff Bright. They're side by side as they come off the corner. Luke Rainey with an advantage off into the corner, but Jeff keeps it to the bottom lane. Back there, Octavo and Kukulon still battling hard. That's for 5th. Smith gets away in 4th. Luke Rainey up the hill has the advantage and will stay clear for a second, but Hanley gets away with the race lead. Still for 5th. And look at Jeff Bright driving it back to the bottom lane. Exactly like he made his pass before. He's going to do it again. Jeff Bright to 2nd. Rainey from the pole back to 3rd. Smith and Octavo battling for 4th. A3 just made the pass on the 3. He's looking for the 34 now. And look at Jeff Bright running hard, trying to get to TJ Hanley. Back here, Kukulon falling back. It's Larry Bouchard Jr. there. On his bumper, there's Bowers, Bouchard's teammate. Luigi inside the top 10. Reigns rounds out the top 10. And Jeff Bright trying to run down Hanley. Has a good car, it looks like. Can he get to that 23, though? Back here, some more battles. Kukulon really holding up this train. Here comes the 17. Here comes the 6. All running hard, trying to get up and gain positions here. Track position means a lot at these road courses. Yellow is back out. Caution, number 2. And it's for the 75 of Steve Larker, who's crashed hard into the tires. The yellow did not come out for your leader, so they're racing back to the caution. Hanley out front, Jeff Bright second. That's a quick yellow again. These cautions will breed cautions, especially at these road courses. And with them racing hard, it's so tight here, we're going to see a lot of cautions. Hanley not keeping that lead. Jeff Bright closing in hard. He looked like he had a good enough lead. Looked like he's going to be able to keep it, but Jeff's coming hard here. He's digging. Luke Rainey's going to try and keep 3rd for this next restart. Jeff really overdrove the corner, though. Luke could get to 2nd right here. Yeah, Jeff was there. It looked like he was going to have a run at him, but couldn't get it done. Now it's about for 3rd. Luke Rainey and Patrick Smith are side by side. It looks like the two are going to try and keep it here with that draft on the 5. I don't know. That 34 keeping it pretty tough, though. He has a good run. Side by side, come back to the caution flag. Will Patrick Smith be able to clear Luke Rainey? Will they be side by side? Smith a little tight down low, but gets a run with Luke. And the two fighting back. We'll see how this goes. Hanley will lead us back to the caution. Jeff Bright will be 2nd. 4th, 3rd. Luke Rainey up top. Patrick Smith. And it looks like it's going to be Smith 3rd. Rainey back to 4th. Octavo in 5th. Lloyd on pit road with issues. I don't know if he went there by himself or if that could have been crash damage. We'll see what happened. The yellow came out. Steve Larker was in the tire barriers. Running inside the top 30, Steve Larker in the 75, getting passed by Stephen Baker there in the 96, and Eli Brent in the 88 coming hard, and he just kind of comes up and clips the 75, and like we saw in the target race, the 75 almost had it under control, but goes hard to the tires up off the ground. Eli Brent in the 88, trying to make the chase for the first time since, what was it, season number 2, or season number 3, sometime around then, gets involved. And you can see that how hard the 75 actually hit these tires up off the ground right there, and the 88 hard to the back end, so Eli's got some damage as well. I want to see what happened to Danny Lloyd here. He was on pit road with an issue. So he took the caution flag right here. So he should have been all right. He shouldn't have been involved in anything. Oh, he blew up. The 19 blew up. That's why Lloyd was in the pits. Tough break for Danny Lloyd. So he's going to finish at the back of the pack. So Hanley with the race lead. He'll lead us back to the green flag. On this next restart, it's going to come with around 10 laps to go. Coming back green, 11 laps to go. Restart lap number 9. The rest of the list of retirees adds 2 more. Steve Larker from that crash. Danny Lloyd, the issue with the car was a header. TJ Hanley out front for this restart. Just took the race lead. Jeff Bright up to 2nd. Patrick Smith 3rd. Luke Rainey back to 4th. Still a shot at it. And Luigi Octavo 5th. And Larry Bouchard Jr. in 6th. Sebastian Kukel on 7th. Carson Bowers 8th. Code Luigi 9th. Jonathan Reigns rounding out the top 10. They have Jack Marshall, Benny Watson, Griffin Lynn, Tyler Fink, and Diego Yepes in the top 15. Big for Marshall. He has to finish decently here So he wants to get top 20 to use those 2 wins. Same with Kukulon, who's right now running in 7th. Those two having great days here at the front of the field. Pace car in. Hanley has controlled this restart. 11 laps to go for that 23. And we're back racing. Green flag back out. He did not want to have what happened last restart to the 2. Hanley got a great jump and looking for second. Patrick Smith on Jeff Bright. Luke Rain, the 2 there, side by side with the 5 as well. These two race side by side for third. Maybe a little contact as they came up the hill. Now down, the left-hander. Look at Jeff Bright back for second on that 34 as Luke Rain falls back to 4th. Carson Bowers, Code Luigi side by side there, the 42 and the 6. And the front 3 under a blanket. Hanley may not have gotten through the gears as well there, and Smith is close right in with Jeff Bright run on his bumper. See, driving it hard to the core for Smith. Trying to get to the back of that 23 and force a mistake. Once again, Luke Rainey messed up that corner. Octavio might move to the inside for 4th, so Rainey might continue to fall back. He might fall outside the top 5 here if he's not too careful. It's really the only battle inside the top 10. The rest have subsided. This battle for 4th, side by side, as they come through this long straightaway. The longest straightaway here, if you really mess up that corner, you lose all the time you may have gained prior in the lap. Still side by side here as they come off the corner. It looks like Octavio going to get off Luke. Luke fighting back hard. Trying to get Octavio here. Trying to keep 4th. Side by side as they come to the stripe. Luke Rainey has it at the stripe, but can he keep it? Looks like Octavio with the inside lane going to be able to clear and grab 4th. Rainey back to 5th. The 2 car in a fade here. We're about halfway through the race. We have 10 laps of racing to go. We've completed 9. And Hanley has gotten away in the 23. Smith trying to run down Jeff Bright. You can see here's the top 10. No real changes. The only change is really the A3 and the 2. Here's a battle for 10th, though. Jonathan Rains in the 4 has it. Jack Marshall wants to get a top 10. He wants to get into the top 20 points. He has 2 wins, so we get a wild card if he's top 20. Same with Sebastian Kukulon in the 3. So those two fight for a lot here. Even though they have 2 wins, they are not locked into the chase. TJ Henley messed up the corner. Here comes Smith. Jeff Bright really messed up from 3rd as well. Here comes Octavio. And for 5th, Luke Rainey may mess up the corner again. Larry Boucher Jr. in the 17 has a run. Back there, Cole Luigi and Carson Bowers might be balanced side by side. The 17 with a great run up the straightaway. The 2 once again fading here down the straightaway. Luke Rainey just cannot get off that corner. Well, he might fall outside the top 5 right here. Is Larry Boucher Jr. with a run. And Rainey up top might have to surrender it. Larry Boucher Jr. to 5th. Rainey back to 6th. So the 2 car in a fade here. 9 laps of racing to go now. That was our 3rd. Jeff Brent, the 5, has it. Octavio in the A3 wants it badly. Some race here. They'll go focus for a little bit, but then they'll come right back up the hill. See that battle for 3rd. And a little closer. Octavio in the A3 has a pretty fast car. In fact, these 2 BK racing cars have been so fast all season. Octavio obviously already in the chase with his all-star victory, so it doesn't have to matter. TJ Henley's basically in the chase as well. He's 2nd in points, and we only have a few races left before the chase. And he's looking for his 3rd win of the season. He's right now leading this race. Octavio right now running 4th. BK Racing, they could be champions at the end of this season if they can put together a 12-race chase. Once again for the race lead, Smith following in Hanley's tire tracks, but gets a little wide there. Octavio from 4th gets a little wide, allows Jeff Brent the 5 to pull away. And Octavio and Larry Boucher Jr. could be going at it here. Luke Rainey still fading back. He's back to 6th, and Sebastian Kukulon 7th is right on his bumper. Bowers has gotten away from Cole Luigi right now 8th. Luigi keeps him 9th. And the battle for 10th, Marshall on Jonathan Rains once again. They're still side by side, still battling hard. They're coming to 8 laps to go. Side by side here. Jack Marshall, great run through this corner. Going to clear Jonathan Rains. So Rains kick back to 11th outside the top 10. Marshall fights his way up to 10th. Great move there out of that 22. 3 cars break away from 4th on back. Hanley leads them. Smith right now 2nd. Jeff Bright 3rd. Octavio, Larry Boucher Jr. round up the top 5. Luke Rainey 6th. Sebastian Kukulon 7th. We have Carson Bowers, Code Luigi, and now Jack Marshall rounding up the top 10. You know, we thought Luke Rainey would be in the good position to win this race. Obviously starting on pole, and that's big here at road courses, but just kind of messing up that one car. He can't get through it that well. Maybe the car's not handling that well. And but a decent day in the top 10 could definitely get him inside the top 10 points. If not, get him closer to that. He could still make this chase if he puts together these last few races pretty well. If he gets top 10s, top 15s, he can definitely make it for the first time in his Gatorade Cup Series career. Jeff Bright kind of lost some ground there. Smith pulled away, trying to gain on Hanley still, but not getting any closer. Jeff Bright in third, fades back, almost within the clutches of Octavo. And Luke Rain's pull away from Kukulon, starting to fade back to Bowers, and Code Luigi has really gained here this last lap. Closing on that 6-car, Bowers in front, trying to get more positions. Season 5 Gatorade Cup Series champion, not in position to make the chase at the moment, but he needs some great finishes to get up there, and a top 10 could start a comeback. We've seen this in Season 4. He's about 36th in the points but when the chase started. He climbed his way up to 12th in points overall with 2 victories in the final 12 races. So Code Luigi, he could definitely still make the chase. It's very slim that he could, but if he doesn't make the chase, not all his loss, he can still get out there and win some races. These front two, it's going to be a battle to the end. 7 laps to go. Hanley and Smith are within about half a second of each other, maybe even less. At the stripe, it was about 0.6, but it's probably close in just a little bit since then. Smith is there, and if Hanley makes a mistake, that 34 will pounce and get by. We'll see. This is the corner where a lot of drivers make mistakes, and it might be the 34 that makes it this time. He does go a little wide. Jeff Bright doing a great job. Octavo may have been a little wide right there. Liberchard Jr. Luke Rain does a great job there. As right here, the 2 on back, they are close. And how about for 10th? Jack Marshall. And here comes Tyler Fink looking to turn his season around. Just get some great finishes. Fink looking for 10th on Jack Marshall. Those 2 affiliates, but with the 22 in a chase position, trying to make it, he needs some good results. Fink just wants another great finish for that 21 team, because he has had a rough season. Right now running 11th. Knocking on the door of a top 10. Code Luigi knocking on the door of Bowers for 8th. No rebalance inside the top 10. Hanley is pulled away from Smith with now 6 laps to go. And Smith might fade back to Jeff Bright in the 5. Yellow is out. Caution. And this will change everything. We'll have a restart. Is once again in that position where the tire barriers are. It's Jake West in the 14 that has hit the tires. And the caution will come out for the race leaders with 5 to go, which means we have a restart with about 3 laps to go, maybe even 2 to go. And this is going to be very interesting right here. Positions can be gained and lost here. So the front 8 did not take the caution. 9th on back did. Code Luigi back all the way have taken the caution. The front 8 have not, which means Hanley, Smith, Bright, Octavo racing back to the caution, along with others like Luke Rainey, Larry Bouchard Jr., Sebastian Coulon, and Carson Bowers. And not like Smith's going to get up to the race lead, but drivers at the back, they could definitely gain spots right there for 6th. Luke Rainey and Sebastian Coulon could be in a battle before it's all over. Coulon has a great run. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, though. So coming back to the caution with 5 laps to go, something Hanley did not want to see, and something maybe 2nd through 5th wanted to see. A yellow flag is going to get everyone back together. We're going to have a restart with TJ Hanley out front, Patrick Smith 2nd, Jeff Bright 3rd, Octavo 4th, and Larry Bouchard Jr. rounding up the top 5. Hanley takes the caution flag. The one involved in this crash was the 14 of Jake West. Same exact spot. We've seen so many of the crashes happen this weekend, and this time West dumped by teammate James Stabolito as the 10 slides up, gets into the 14. Round goes West, hard into the tire barriers, brings out the caution flag, and ends the 14's day early on here at Mosport. It's just a tough break for Jake West there. Dumped by his teammate who's just minding his own business, and Stabolito does a great job keeping it out of the tires, loses some spots there, but still you have a teammate that's going to be pretty mad at you and has a torn up race car. So 8th on back took the caution flag. They just kind of limped it around. 1st through 7th did not. Hanley raced back to the line with the race lead. He's had it for a while now. Can he hold on to dominate here at Mosport, or can Smith or someone else get up there and challenge on this restart? 3 laps left here at Mosport. This will be the final restart of the day. Jake West out from that crash, and we have 38 cars that will hopefully finish it on the lead lap. TJ Hanley trying to cap off a dominating performance for his 3rd win of the season. Patrick Smith in 2nd looking to get around. Jeff Bright trying to turn his season around 3rd. Luigi Octavo 4th. Larry Bouchard Jr. 5th. They have Luke Rainey, Sebastian Coulon, Carson Bowers, Code Luigi, and Jack Marshall, which could just be looking to gain positions inside the top 10. Restart zone for Hanley. Where does he go? Green flag back out. Smith with a pretty good jump there. Can he get to Hanley? He's looking to the inside to turn 1. To the inside of 23. Side by side through the first corner. Hanley got a great route at the top though. Smith side by side still, but he has the unpreferred lane. Can he hold it up there? Battle with that 23 a little bit. Allow the 5 to get into it. He's still side by side, but loses ground at the corner. Hanley keeps the race lead. Smith keeps 2nd, and Bryce closed in 3rd. That 34 put the pressure on the 23, hoping it would stick. Couldn't get it done there. They're racing hard. Right here, Smith with a little peek. Hanley shuts the door nicely. Oh, A3 sideways in the corner, gets in the 5 and will grab 3rd because of that. He slid the 5 all the way up the racetrack. Bright back to 4th. Octave up to 3rd. Back there for 5th. Larry Bouchard Jr., Luke Rainey trying to pass here down the straightaway. Hits up from the 6 of Bowers, who's moved up to 7th. The 3 is 8th. The battle for 9th, Luigi Jack Marshall. The 22 could grab it. Coming to 2 laps to go. Side by side, this could get dicey. 22 to 9th. 42 back to 10th. We look up to the race lead because Hanley and Patrick Smith are nose to tail. 2 laps left. Hanley has to run smooth laps. Smith is on the attack. Look at this through the first corner. Once again, digging hard. He's there. But can he make the pass? Does he have the car to make the pass? Is Hanley just kind of letting that 34 use his stuff up and they'll get going again? Back here, big battle. Bowers and Luke Rainey for 6th. Marshall's gotten away from the battle for 10th. Luigi falling back into the clutches of Tyler Fink. But up front, look at Smith go. He's on the back of Hanley. One small mistake out of the 23 and Smith could get by. Just gonna get right down to this corner. Watch it. Smith goes wide. He might lose the 2nd position here, but if he could get corrected, he does get corrected there. He's gonna keep 2nd, but he loses ground to the 23. We're coming to the white flag of the Canadian Tire 300. Battle for 5th as Luke Rain looks on Larry Bouchard Jr. Back there, Luigi Jack Marshall, Tyler Fink. That's 9th, 10th, and 11th. Octavo trying to get BK Racing on 1-2 here at Canada. He's trying to get around Patrick Smith as Hanley has pulled away in the 23. We're coming to the white flag in the Canadian Tire 300. TJ Hanley will have one more lap. 2.45 miles left for the 23 car. White flag in the air. One more lap for TJ Hanley. He has 2 wins this season. Before this season, he only had 2 career Gary Cup Series victories in 5-6 seasons. He's looking to add a 3rd this season. Smith, Octavo trying to run down. Jeff Bright in 4th, and they have battles all around here. Luke Rainey's lost ground. Now he's in the clutches 6th and 7th, 8th, 9th, and there's the battle for 10th. Tyler Fink, Luigi. Fink had it for at the line, and then Luigi got right back. This could be a great battle to get inside the top 10. We'll look back up to the race lead because Smith is closing back in on Hanley. If the 23 makes a mistake through this corner, the 34 could close in. We'll see how Hanley does off the corner. Gets it down nicely there. Great job out of Hanley. I think he just did not want that 34 to get a great run down the straightaway. He kind of took his time through that corner, even allowed the 33 to close, or the 34 to close in just a little bit. But I believe this could be TJ Hanley's race. Octavo and Jeff Bright could battle for 3rd here. Off into the final 3 corners. TJ Hanley out front. He's dominated. Once Luke Rainey lost the race lead to Hanley, Hanley held on and never looked back. TJ Hanley will go through the final 2 corners, and off the final corner, Hanley, his 3rd win of the season, could close in on the points and maybe even take it. Hanley wins the Canadian Tire 300. Smith, Octavo, Bright, Larry Bouchard Jr. round at the top 5, and Luigi does hold on to 10th over Tyler Fink. Right there, Watson beats Anderson to the stripe, and the field coming across some side-by-side battles here. Miller and Dale Lightning. And the field comes across Eli Bright, the last one. Great race here at Motorsport today. Hanley ends out on top, his 3rd win of the season, showing that he is still a threat for this championship. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Canadian Tire 300 at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. 3 caution flags for 6 laps. 2 drivers led this race. TJ Hanley was the one who led the most laps, 15. The final 15 laps to get to victory lane over Patrick Smith, who chased him the whole race. Smith tried hard in that last lap, but fell to 2nd there. Octavo in 3rd, almost got passed by Jeff Wright, who ends up 4th, and Larry Bouchard Jr. 5th. The driver who led the first 4 laps from the pole, Luke Rainey, ends up 6th, but great points day for him. Carson Bauer 7th, Sebastian Kukulon 8th, Jack Marshall 9th, Luigi rounds up the top 10. There is your top 20. And how ironic is it that the drivers that finished 8th and 9th, they finished like nose to tail basically. They're the 2 that need these results because they both have 2 wins and they're both outside the top 20 in points. Benny Watson, continuing his strong run since his win at Daytona, finishes 13th here, and he's moving up the rankings. If not for the poor first half of the season he had, he could be a championship contender, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the chase. Tyler Fink just trying to recover there in 11th. Griffin Lynn, last season's champion, at solid 15th. Max Anderson keeps the points after finishing 14th, but it's closed on in. Look down at the rest, 21st to 40th. 38 cars finished the race running. Eli Brett, Alexander, Riley Sampson had damage from their accidents that they were involved in, with the 88 spinning, the 88 spun, the 75 off track. The 18 got into it with the 72. There are the retirees. And we'll now go look at the points. Getting so close to chase time. Here are the points standings, and even though the points lead doesn't matter towards how the chase goes, you just want bragging rights going to the chase. And Max Harrison right now has it by 16 points over TJ Henley, who just grabbed his 3rd win of the season. Hanley second in points. Octavo holding his 3rd position down. Danny Lloyd 4th after a bad race, but still those 2 victories could help him if he were to somehow fall outside the top 10 in points. Alexander rounds out the top 5. They have Trey Rainey in 6th. Griffin Lynn 7th. Luke Ring up into a chase spot. He's tied with Lynn for 7th, but he gets the nod for 8th. Diego Lopez 9th, and Patrick Smith has put some great races together. He holds the final top 10 spot in 10th. There's your top 20. At this point, I feel like the front 4 are definitely the safest. Front 5 are even pretty safe, as Trey Rainey is 38 points back of 5th. And I definitely don't see anyone of the front 2 losing a chase spot at this point in the season. Your 2 wildcards, Jack Marshall with his great result up to 13th in the points, inside the top 20 solidly, but it's pretty close from about 12th down to 20th, even further down there. But your 2 wildcards, Jack Marshall with his 2 wins, 13th in points, and Steven Taylor, 18 points out of the chase spot, is 11th, but he has a win, so he's the other wildcard. But some other winners, Carter Friesen 14th, Steve Morgan 15th, Nathan Stapleton 16th, Eli Bright down to 20th. We talked about the bad race for him. Down to 20th for Eli. But once again, those wins could be big. Someone gets a second win. That's outside the top 10 points. Who knows what could happen? Jeff Brett to 21st. Sebastian Cook on 24th, but he needs better than that if he wants to make this chase. Isaac Nichols 25th with a win. Benny Watson 32nd with a win. We talked about how he's coming alive here lately. It's just too little too late for that 32 team at this point in the season. And here are the rest. We will look ahead to the next race, which will be held at Darlington, one of the Crown Jewel races, the Southern 500. I'll see you guys then.